guys? It's Chaotic Clouds here, about to do another podcast. This is episode 6, and the topic is family. Thank you so much for tuning in again, guys. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. And also, we have our Patreon up, everybody. So please, please, please put in the time to look into that Patreon and join the Patreon. Become part of the family, the inner family, where we start giving certain individuals the rights to the full footage and things that cut off. Because I know you've seen some of those podcasts and like, where's the rest of the video? Well, that's for the Patreon. So if you join our Patreon and you go to the link in the site, you get to see this full uncut footage and access to other things, including a raffle for the 5.99 Patreon. There is a raffle that once just the first person that gets there will get it every month. $25 gift card, random gift card every month. So whoever gets to be that first 5.99 Patreon gets that beautiful privilege of being the first person to get a $25 gift card every month. And they won't have any competition either. So please, please, please look into that Patreon because there's a hidden gem there waiting for some lucky son of a gun. Just gotta look into it now. And alrighty, thanks for listening, guys.
Yes, sir. It's your number one favorite scout. We want to keep it all the way trill, all the way real. It's your boy P, aka Fever, aka Fever Rock, aka Head Bossa, North Carolina's finest. Bull City on the map, 919 representative. Shout out to my scouts in North Carolina, Raleigh, Cary area, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, South, Burlington, Colfax, where we at? Halifax, Jacksonville, where we at? Cremo, Butler, Oxford, let's go. Where we at? Greensboro, where we at? Raleigh, Durham. That's how we doing. Shout out to my Johnstown family in the 814 represent. All the way from Moncton to the downtown area, baby. All the way to Coops. All the way to Solomon Homes, baby. You know how we rocking, baby. Straight like that. Straight like that. But shout out to the scouts. So I want you guys to stay tuned. Merch is coming soon. Merch should be here before Halloween. So be prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be limited edition press on it. So, get your orders in. Get your orders in. Shout out to our Patreon members. Shout out to all you guys. We need more. We need more. We need more. We need more subscribers. We need more like buttons to be hit. Please click those like buttons. Please, please click those like buttons. Subscribe. Get down with the program. Join the Scout family. None but honesty, great integrity here. And to our Patreon members, you will be rewarded special privileges. So you guys are general scouts. Right now, you're dealing with the Scout Kings, three Scout Kings. So that's how we rock it. Get ready. Episode 6 coming to you guys right now, live and direct. There's no editing right now. Everything is live. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Cali Clouds, my brother Jimmy Fitzsimmons. Hope everybody had a good weekend. You know what I mean? Let's get it going.
Alrighty. It's your boy Jimmy Fitzsimmons. Back at it with another podcast with my brothers. Ready to get this podcast started. Gonna be talking about family. It's gonna be a good podcast. It's gonna be a good podcast. Once again, shout out to all my scouts. All my scouts. Be sure to check out that Patreon. Like Terry said, it'll only take you 2 seconds. Just like and subscribe. Helps a great lot. Helps a decent bit. And
Yeah.
let's get on with this podcast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So thank you, brother Chaotic Clouds gonna
Yeah.
start it off. I'm gonna be
No
sending up
doubt.
the bat, and we're gonna let Jimmy Fitzsimmons hit that grand slam and bring us on in, baby. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir. Alrighty, we're starting off the topic of family. So how I'm gonna start this topic for my point of view is I'm gonna bring it on to the concept of what even is family. Family
Ooh.
family is supposed to be the concept of
Ooh.
bloodlines that are kept close that try to help and support each other throughout generations. But families that, in my actual knowledge, are not just blood related, but are coincided through connections. Like, say, for example, your best friend is considered the uncle to your child because they're so close to you. They're like your brother. That is a great example.
Right.
So families to me The terminology that I know of is broken down to be into two subsets, one being by blood and one being by relationships or connections. So I think that family is whoever you choose for it to be. And if that is the case, the family you choose should be the family that you know has your back. Because if you're going to be family with anyone and spend your lifetime with anyone, it should be the people that you know are going to be there for you when times get hard. Because it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. And if you don't have people to be there when times get hard, then you don't really have Jack. Because this world is so fleeting. People are so vain. Money doesn't matter. Things, materialistic things don't matter. So the only thing you can really say you have is your memories, your relationships, and your connections with the people from those relationships. That's why family isn't really something to do with what you're born with or what you make, but the combination of the two. Family is the essence of what you're given and what you make. So family to me is truthfully an orchestrated picture that you have the potential to change or let be based on what you want to see in the world around you. So, in the end, I feel like family is kind of more along the lines of a good thing and a bad thing because family seems to be important for your development and important for supporting your growth when you're trying to get somewhere in life. But at the same time, when you have certain family that, let's say, do a lot of bad things like drugs or very negative and abusive, then it seems to be a negative factor that holds you back and gravitates you downwards and stops your true growth from becoming what you're supposed to be. So I feel like with family, it could be a double-edged blade. It could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. Because some family, like I said before, can be very supportive and helpful and doing all the things that matter. And then other families can just be like the ones that tell you one thing and then right after do something completely different or say something completely different than what they just said, almost as if they don't really want you to succeed. They just want you to be in their grasp so they can watch you squirm and in a way that they feel like they still have some power over your life. Because it's like when you get to a certain age, your parental figure will always feel like you're going to be their child. So when you don't act that role like the way they want you to, they start having this non-conditional feeling of loathing. Like that's not my child. My child knows better than that. Like it's almost like a dissociation from reality. It's like you just become second best piece of shit, whatever. Like I've experienced it way too many times. I don't know that a lot of people, a lot of other people have as well, because it's just like a natural feeling you get from somebody you love whenever they just change or flip because of something you did or something you said. Like it's something you notice, especially when you care about somebody a lot 'cause you're with them very often. So when you get that treatment, it's almost like you start resenting the relationship as a whole. That's why when it comes to family, like when you're forced to do something for them over and over and you don't feel like the relationship's the same and it's become stale and you feel like you're treated like average and mid at best, then you just start feeling like it's not even worth it. That's why when I truly say to you that family is a double-edged blade, I mean it in the way that if you aren't careful with the family that you have been given and family you choose, because you can also still choose who you give all your energy to because you have the choice to turn it off. You don't have to give everybody all your goodies. You can save some for yourself. So when you give everybody all your goodies, then you have nothing left for yourself. That's why I've come to terms with understanding that when you do have people you consider your family, you don't necessarily have to share everything with them. You can give them here and there a piece of what you acquire, but when you give them everything you have and you have nothing left for yourself, they don't come back for you. They don't care if you succeed or not. That's why when you fall behind, you are responsible for getting yourself back up. You're responsible for getting yourself back to the right place and the right pace because everybody else has their own pace and their own place to worry about. So they can't pick you up when you fall. You have to be able to pick yourself up because if not, you just get left behind. It's unfortunate, it's sad, and it's not really fair, but this world is broken down to be so survival of the fittest, that if you're not working your ass off and doing all these different things to show off, then you're not going to make any money and you're not going to find anyone to love you. So it's almost like we live in a world that's based on too many factors, that has too many options and too many scenarios and sequences, that makes it feel overcomplicated to the point where I don't even know half the time if I even want to eat. I'll just not eat. It's just too many options. And with women, it's almost like you could have every option of woman, but they all seem the same in the way that they have some type of mindset where they look at guys with the backwards value. Guys that are actually trying to do better for themselves and make themselves into good men, they're not really attractive or valuable. It's the guys that are burning themselves to death and all these drugs and all these other shits that are the most attractive looking men, and I guess attractive men in general, which is a real shame because it's almost like most of the generation of women that I've come across are just baby mamas without dads. And I mean, like, well, if that's what you want, then fine, that's what you're gonna all get. Because if you don't really recognize the value of a man and you just look for the superficial value, that's what you will acquire. Superficial value is considered materialistic value, and materialistic value will always degrade over time. The only things that don't degrade with materialistic value are the things that are considered priceless, like gold and property. And property can still go down in value too, so it's really just gold. So in the end, everything that I just mentioned seems to me to be way too much thought, way too much complicated essence, and not enough kickback. So it feels like in the end, we're all giving more than we're getting. And that's the essence of life and the reality that we're living. And that's the end of my talk.
I feel you, brother. That was a good testimony on family, man. Definitely, 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 definitely. So with me, I'm gonna go all set it off with family. I think good times, bad times, ups, downs, happiness, sadness, um, pain, joy, all the good emotions, all types of emotions. But for family, what I picture a family to be is very tight, very trustworthy, very honest with one another, very relying. Um, make sure you have each other's backs, not try to compete with family, not try to be jealous of family, or because one family might be making a little bit more money, living a better life than the rest, they're still family. So that's what I picture a perfect family. Now let's get to my family. I love my family with all my heart. Great family. Grew up in a church household. Basic. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I grew up with grandparents that were strictly faithful, big in religion. So I was hit with that real hard. Grew up with a lot of love. Me and my sister both. Uh, I have seen a lot of good times, missed going to family reunions and stuff like that. But as I got older, I realized, I haven't been to a family reunion since like 1998 or 99. It's 2025. So, I mean, I haven't seen none of my family in Baltimore, Maryland, the DC area, New York. I didn't see none of them yet. So I ain't seen them in years, only through social media. Some of them have gone away. So also with family, I feel like my family is a very stand-up family, just like most regular families. Grew up blue collar. Um, at one point, everybody had each other's backs. I feel like now it's like it's more certain cliques type people grouped up in the family, both sides, mom's side and my dad's side. So that goes for both sides. Everything I talk about is basically going on both sides. So for the scouts is wondering. But then I also see a lot of unity and help when something tragic has happened. So now that makes me think, why does something tragic always gotta happen for everybody to finally be on one page together? When there should be a time of mourning and togetherness and, put all the bullshit to the side. But, it's in a perfect world, it sounds good. In the real world, it's not like that. Not with my family. But another thing with family is I see a lot of competing with certain family members, which I think is really fucking weird. And they'll probably die and say they wasn't, but they'll be judged and if God will tell them we were competing. But to me, it's weak. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Never have got it because I always want to see my family doing good. I hate when somebody in the family ain't doing good. So that's how I feel with my family. The real family and stuff like that. But if we was living in a picture, a fake world, the perfect family would be everything's always just good to go. Everything's always a green light. No worries about bills. No worries about transportation. No worry about cable, internet. No worry about insurance. No worry about property tax being paid. Shit like that that come back to bite you in the ass if you're not making at least seven figures a year. But so that's what when I think of family, that's what I think about with family. I see a lot of separation, then I see a lot of togetherness. But for the most part, I'm gonna say the separation got the togetherness by 3%. So that's a negative. So I just wish everybody could come together with my family and be on one page, not in a competitive mind state like we about to run a track race or play a professional basketball or football or baseball game. It's life. People are gonna have ups and downs. Some people are gonna be up at our highest, you know, is all three of the scouts here going to be able to be at their highest point at the highest part of the mountain together all the time? No, but one of us up there, the other one's going to be up there too because with our energy and how we got our integrity, it's going to make it happen like that. See, that's how I like. That's what I expect for family. I agree with what you said, Calvin Clouds. Family to me nowadays, y'all my family. We have no blood relation nowhere across the board, but y'all are my family. You know a little bit more than about some of my family I've been knowing for 30 years. So that's good. So that's how I look at that too. So I'm with you on that. Like nowadays you can make your own family. And that's basically what I've been doing the last 12 years. And it's pretty small. It ain't big, but it's a nice size, you know what I mean? But it ain't too big. And I like it like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get straight honesty the whole time. That's what I'm looking for. Yep, so that's my part one of family. We're gonna do two more parts of this family down the line on these episodes, y'all. So get ready because we can get deeper with the family, but we trying to keep it under a nice time period for everybody. Yes, sir. So that was my testimony on family. What I want to tell all my scouts: love your family no matter what. Forgive, don't forget. That's all I can tell you. Peace. My boy Jimmy Fitzsimmons up next, the back. I'll take us home in with the home run, baby.
So it's my turn. What do I think when I think of family? When I think of family, I think of those that I can put my back to. I think of those that I can rely on. I think of those that I can trust. Those who won't judge me or pass judgment on me, because I would never judge those who were my family. So, the relationship with my parents it's always been really one-sided, which kind of makes sense because I'm the child. I don't really have any power in that sort of situation. But how it's always basically worked is ever since as long as I can remember, I've always basically been doing most of the work and most of the chores. And basically, what my folks would do is, because here's some problems that I have with them, is that my folks have favoritism problems, whether they want to admit it or not. Or they did. They probably still do. Anyway, they basically threw all the house chores on me because it was easier because of how compliant I was. What do I think of when I think of family? I think of those that I can trust. I think of those that I can actually put my back to when the times are down, the chips are down. I consider family to be those who are there not only in my highest but my lowest of times. I find that family is those who are actually there for you even when you're suffering. Even when you're suffering, they'll be there for you and they will come through for you when you need it. Now, how do my folks fail me on that? And well, I guess technically family, but I call them folks because I feel a certain separation towards them. Here's how I think they have or I think anyway, because yeah, here's how I feel that they have failed me on that front. I feel I can't trust them because anytime I talk to them or tell them anything, whether it's small or big, or I tell them something that maybe I did one time or whatever, it always gets used against me. They always use shit that I tell them against me instead of ever taking it for what it is, me trying to just talk to them. They always use shit against me, even when it's really petty, really small, insignificant bullshit. That gets on my nerves because you're my family and you should be there. You shouldn't be judging me. And yet here you are passing judgment on me, telling me that I'm basically fuck. It basically goes back to what either Chaotic or Terry was. I forgot which one said it. But they'll say one thing and then they'll completely contradict it. They'll completely contradict it. Like, they tell me that I can trust them, that, we love you and all this. But whenever I try to put my trust in them, they contradict it. They betray my trust, and they make me not want to trust them. Because why would I tell you something again if you're just going to use it against me? You're not ever going to help me with my problems. And that's the second thing. They're not actually there to help me when I really need it. Like, they provide me the bare minimum. Like, like a roof over my head. They give me meals, etc., etc. But we don't connect spiritually or emotionally. It feels more like our relationship is that of a boss and his worker more than it is of a father and his son, or a mother and his son, or parent child. It feels more like I'm their worker or I'm their wage slave or whatever, because it's so easy for them to just tell me to do something and yeah, I'll go do it or whatever, because I ain't got really a choice. Of course I got to do it. I live under the roof. But the problem I have with that and them telling me to do things, because it's not the chores that I'm having a problem with. The problem I'm having is just how inconsistent, like, they do not consistently abide by their own rules. And another problem I have is their favoritism. They have a lot of favoritism towards different children. Or at least did, and either way it screwed us up in different ways. Like, for example, they basically favorited my brother for like a good couple of years. Like, they'd shower him with all this attention and whatnot. And they'd basically give me all the chores. They would give him a PC. They'd give him like his own like computer and all that. And they'd give him all this mumbo jumbo, and they wouldn't make him do anything. And basically, he turned into a spoiled teenager. Now he doesn't want to do anything. He basically shouts the N-word on like Call of Duty or whatever. He just basically he has no real motivation, and I blame my parents on that because they never pushed him to aspire to be anything other than he had everything handed to him. And the problem I have with how they fucked me up is they never gave me the love or attention to let me know that I could be something more. They always treated me like I was under them, so I never thought I could be something more. Whereas Charlie, my brother, thinks that he's always going to be superior no matter what, without actually working towards that superiority. And they also failed my sisters in a way, because now they don't go to public school anymore. They do cyber, which it's not the worst thing, because, now they don't have to deal with boys, but they don't socialize with anyone. They don't talk to anyone outside this house. They're pretty much dependent on my parents, 100%. There's nothing they can do about that. They're dependent. They have no job. They can't get a job. They're under their roof. They don't interact with anyone outside the house. Like, they have no friends outside this house. And that's all they do is spend their time indoors 24/7. I was the only one who really aspired to do anything outdoorsies, and they would actually punish me for that. Like, oh, you can do this if you do this for us first. Or you can go out if you do this. When Charlie broke my phone, they couldn't punish him because they didn't know how. Every time they would turn his Wi-Fi out, he would somehow get it restored. Go figure, you give this kid too much power, he knows how to do everything. Anyway, literally, they can't punish him because he has no aspiration to go outside. Whereas if I slip up a little, I can't go outside. I can't go interact with people. It's basically keep everyone in this small four walls for as long as possible and make them obedient. And that is my biggest problem. They say they want me to do better, they want me to prosper, but they only want me to prosper in a way that benefits them. If it doesn't benefit them, they don't actually want me to prosper, and they often than not they try to sabotage me. They try to sabotage me in what I do. Whether it be small or big, they'll always try to sabotage me.
Mm, mm. Deep, brother, deep.
Like another thing that also irritates me about my folks is that they always put all this pressure and responsibility on me, and I do get it to some degree. I get it. I'm the oldest and I'm, growing up to be an adult. There should be some expectations, but they don't put any expectations on any of my other siblings or even push them to do anything. With me, they're not just pushing me, they're outright shoving me in uncomfortable ways. They're shoving me in uncomfortable ways that put me in danger or make me uncomfortable or don't help me in any way, shape, or form other than to piss me off.
Mm, mm, mm.
Like,
Have you ever thought that they just pushing you a little extra harder because you are the oldest? Because I feel like I get pushed extra hard too, because just because I am the oldest and I'm the only boy. What you think? Do you think they pushing you that hard because you're the oldest? That's why they extra rough and hard on you.
to an extent, but I don't know if it's something deeper than that. Because the thing is, my mom, she pushes me, but maybe it is out of a place of love. But my dad, on the other hand, my dad, he hasn't really. We don't really talk anymore right now. Because, like, here's the thing, he hasn't really been there for me. Like, he has been there in the house, but we don't really talk. We kind of go our separate ways. We haven't been agreeing on anything. Like, I want to save my dad for a part two. You know what? I'm going to save my dad for a part two. Because I can't fully explain all of the bullshit and why I really feel like it's not pushing, it's shoving. I feel like it's better explained in a part two. Because there's too many details that I'd have to drop here that I want to drop in part two. To thoroughly
Understood.
explain how they fucked my life up and how I need to repair it myself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, scouts, you had it. Episode part one, episode 6, part one of Family. It's going to be a three-part series.
Yeah.
You guys stay tuned. It's coming down the line. We got a three-part anime, part two anime coming up soon. Stay down the line. More good shows, more good topics, man. Thank you. Hit that like button, jump in the chat, throw that 6 in the chat for us. So episode 6, we're going to see a lot of sixes.
Yeah.
I want to look down in my chat and think it's satanic. I want to see number sixes. But yeah, let's throw them in the chat. Throw them in the chat. Throw them in the
Number
chat.
6, yo.
Episode 6, Family Part 1. We got 2 more episodes of that coming for you.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to the Patreon subscribers. We need you. We want you. We need more hits on the like button. We need more subscribers. We need more stuff, comments in the chat. Throw them sixes in the chat. I want to look down and think our chat is satanic, man. 6 6. I want to see number sixes in the chat.
Number
Let me see them.
6, yo.
Go to episode 6, Family Part 1. Yes, sir. Chaotic gonna end up something with them. Got something to tell the scouts
Uh,
about. End of the
got,
podcast.
got lots of videos coming. I'm sorry, I kept falling in and out of sleep, like just my eyes. But yeah, we have lots of videos coming to you guys real soon. Thank you so much for sticking with us and watching us staying to the end of the video.
We really
Until
do
next time,
appreciate it.
guys.
We really do appreciate it. We really do. I'm glad to have been here with my brothers. Glad to have done this podcast. Glad to have gotten some stuff off my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm gonna head out before I pass out on stream.
yeah, there you go. There you go. Look, I get some rest, you guys. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Out,
Love you
scout.
guys.
Love y'all. Peace.
All right.
Love
Peace,
y'all.
guys.
Peace.